welcome to a Sappy Renovation Garage Edition. How are you? Another update for you all. So today was the first day where we actually started doing work to do installs of things. So it was kind of a cool day. Nothing huge, but it was an important day because my contractor Dom, who's a freaking genius, he's awesome. We had to run a 220 line. He had to run the 220 line. But here's the cool thing. My father was brilliant because it has to go from the house into the garage. So there is a conduit that's running underground. He already put in cabling that will suffice what we need for the air conditioner, the system that is being put in from the HVAC guys. So we didn't have to pull another line because when we discovered what it was, he's like, dude, you've got a line here. This is awesome. I'm like, yes. So we just had to basically do the connection from out there, from the house. In here again, we had to put a new breaker out there to make it one of these things, a designated line just for the air. So we did put the 220 breaker inside and we pulled out, I don't know if you can see it over here. We pulled the line out and it is now running. You can kind of see it all the way down the wall here and hanging right there because the unit is going to go right over here. So that's where the unit's going to go. And we just need to give them enough cable to tie into it on the outside where the the motor is going to be, the engine. Okay, so I thought today could be a fun day for show and tell. I'm going to be posting this on Narrator's page that folks were talking about their booth, and I told them I'm building one, and someone asked, hey, let me know what you're doing. So behind me, where you see the drywall and the insulation, is going to be a 9x7 booth, double wall system. Okay, so there's the exterior wall. There will be an 1.5 inch divide with a vacancy there, and then the next wall for the inside. Okay, it will have 2 doors, an interior and exterior door, a window, and a ventilation system. So the rest of this room, the rest of this whole area is going to be a gym. Basically, at least that's the game plan. I have stuff already picked out and I've got some equipment already in mind. I haven't paid for it yet. I will be. So I started ordering a bunch of stuff in order to just have them ready to go because the booth, when we do that, we need to do it top to bottom, we want to try to do it in one day, if not one weekend. And the electric and all the cabling has to be done at the same time. You can't take your time on it because in terms of the order of events, because all the electrical has to be put on the inside. So you have to plan out where all that has to go in advance when you build the exterior wall. So it's a lot. So anyway, first things first, soundproofing. In this box is a roll of about 100 square feet of what's called mass load vinyl. And what it helps is for sound dampening. So this floor is a wooden floor, which is built on top. It's a raised floor off of a poured concrete. So I'm putting that down first to allow for sound barrier between this floor and the new floor we're building up because we're building the second floor as well. In that, we're going to be putting the insulation for that room is going to be different than the R15. We're not putting the R13 rather in there. We're putting Rockwool Safe and Sound in the booth, both interior and exterior walls. So that's going in there. This vinyl is also going to be used to wrap around the door jamb because we want to get that nice and sealed. And if there's any left, I'm going to use it around the window as well. So that's that. The other part of soundproofing is this beautiful green yucky stuff, slimy stuff called green glue. That's a 5-gallon barrel. I'm not going to need all 5 gallons, but That is used for the drywall on the interior because we're doing 2 layers of drywall. And we're gonna be flipping, and this will all be covered when we actually start building, but we're flipping the seams so that you don't have a seam that's paired up. And when you put the second coat on, you wanna use the green glue to attach it. We're gonna put some screws in there as well. But what the green glue does, it will adhere, but will not get hard. So there, it kind of keeps it off of the first board a little bit, because that separation, that void, is where the soundproofing happens. That's why there's an 1.5 inches between the exterior and the interior walls, right? Because you want the sound to come in and dissipate, and it has a harder time finding a place to go. If you have 2 pieces of wood put up together, that is a sound I can't think of the doggone word. You know, when you put the sound thing up to your skull and it vibrates. So if sound comes in and hits one piece of wood and then another piece of wood, it's gonna keep going through it, and you don't want that. Anyhow, so that's what the green glue is for. This is just nail, liquid nail. I love that stuff. Here's a fun little thing. My father, when I cleaned out this garage, I found a bunch of stuff. He was a hoarder of gadgets. I found a gadget that I think we could use. Circa 1968, 1970, Intercom, gotta love it. So again, just cool factor. I'll put this on the outside and put one on the inside. And if somebody comes in and they need to talk to me, if my mom comes in or I have friends come over, they could talk to me through the intercom rather than having to open up my doors and interrupt, you know, anything like that. We could just talk to each other inside, outside. Isn't that kind of cool? So we're gonna figure out how to make this work, because I don't know if I need to have a transformer or anything. But look, it's it's not been opened. I love it. So again, my dad's in the room with me. The other thing that I got, XLR cable, male and female. So I have 4 of these. Again, more for the cool factor. 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, in case, for instance, friends of mine who want me to do a vocal track for them, they bring their gear over, they can hook up their gear in this big room. They can plug in. I'm also gonna get 1/4-inch jacks for headphones. We could just do a session here and I have my booth all ready to go. So that's what this is for. Again, these were like 24 bucks a piece. Not super expensive. I had the money to put $100 out on them, and I'm like, why not? You know, it's, again, the cool factor. The cool factor, kids. Okay, the doors. So the doors are going to be, wait till you see the doors, they're beautiful. I looked at getting soundproof doors, but to get an actual soundproof door that you would get in a studio, you're talking over $2,000 in some cases, I priced out. This guy that I'm basing this design on, by the way, I think his name's Weezer. He has a company called True Sound Studios, and I've been watching his videos on how to build a studio that he did on his site, and I'm gonna put the link in here as well. Really ingenious stuff, and that's where I got the room inside of a room idea. And I got this idea for the doors from him. So they're solid core doors, solid wood doors. The ones that I found, it's $100, $98, right? So I'm gonna use them. But in order to keep these suckers closed and sealed, he used, I got this straight from him. I don't know if you could tell what this is. Can you see this? This is what you would use a handle for an industrial freezer or refrigerator that you would see at like your food store, like Giant or Acme, or at a restaurant or at a big industrial freezer of some sort. That's what they use, because this sucker seals shut. So this is the exterior. And then the interior, in order to get out, you have this, and I have to cut it down because it's long. But this is gonna be on the inside of the door, and you just push it and the door pops open. So I bought 2 of these because I need one for the interior and the exterior. Woohoo! So that's gonna be great. And the doors that I got aren't just plain doors, that they're really, really nice. They kind of look like barn doors. I'm very excited. Okay, so what else do we have? Ventilation. So the ventilation system for and I'm gonna post this because I created a 3D of this as well, like I did with the other room. The ventilation has to go through what's called a baffle box. And when I talked to my HVAC guys, we discussed what type of pressure we need in there. There's neutral, positive and negative. I want neutral, basically. I want it to be the same temperature in there as in here, and I don't want any built up of sound pressure because that could affect my voice, how it comes across on the mic, blah, blah, blah. Physics, I don't understand at all. But I bought 2 of these incredible fans from AC Infinity. See if you could see that. And this is gonna go on a box just like this, nice and tall, on the outside of the studio, all right? And it will feed in to this cute little thermostat box that's gonna go on the inside. And I'm gonna have, there's places for 2. They're USB inputs, it's really awesome. And again, this was under $100 for 1 unit. I did get 2 because I need one for intake, air intake, and then an exhaust. So the baffle box, which I'll show you, is a little confusing because what you need to do is create a box that has like a zigzag with a flexible duct going through it. And the reason is that action of going through this tunnel in this zigzag shape takes away the noise of the fan. And again, you can't have noise in the booth, but we need air to come in. So this is going to draw air in on the bottom, and there's gonna be another ventilation hole at the top of the ceiling that's gonna go up and out. And on the other side will be another fan that's going to draw the air out. So it's gonna suck the air out of the room while one is pushing air into the room. Does that make sense? So we're getting a nice circulation of air. And hopefully that will work. I think it will. I think as long as there's air circulation, life should be good. So that's where I'm at right now. And then I think I already showed you, for those who didn't see, there's a bunch of wood. There's 350 square feet of flooring, different types of flooring, laminate flooring, all different, it's the same 8mm thickness, but they're all different colors and lengths. And what I'm going to use with it, there's one part of it that I'm using for the floor within the booth. However, the rest of it is going to be what is the cladding for outside of the booth. So 2 walls are going to have wood flooring cladding. So it's kind of looking like a barn. The whole thing in here, even though, you know, everyone's like, why are you making such a big deal out about what the aesthetics of the look is? And I'm like, do you all know me? The aesthetics are important to me. So yes, the interior is going to have sort of this country shabby chic look, the entire thing. If you see above me, you see the cross beams that I have that are going? We're cladding them. We're gonna make them look like they're wood beams going across. You could even see, I mean, it looks like a barn, right? This big shed of a garage. So why not play with that? When you do a design, when you do a renovation and you're doing something that nobody's really gonna look at, it might be just 2 people. I mean, this space is really just for me. I don't know that I'm gonna have a lot of people come in here and work out, because the reason I'm building a gym is because I have no intentions of working out with anybody in a gym. So y'all are not invited. I love you, but my booth, you know, I may be, you know, if it works out, I may rent my booth out so somebody can come in if they need it, come in and record here. They're welcome to do it. I'm thinking about that as another form of income. Anyhow, why not make it something presentable and fun and something that you enjoy being in? Just because, you know, why are you putting all this energy into what it looks like? Who cares? Slap up a couple pieces of wood and call it done. No, that's not how I work. I'm about creating an atmosphere. I'm creating a place that I want to feel welcome. Like I want to come in and feel like really good energy about. And that's why I'm doing all this. And the cool part is that a lot of the things of my father's that I had taken out, some of them are actually very much so coming back in as decorative pieces now. Whether it's some of his tools or some of his drawings. My father's presence is still very much going to be part of all of this, which is kind of exciting. I can't wait for people to see that. And I am going to have a workbench area over here. Nothing big, not like he had, but somewhere I could, you know, fiddle around with stuff that I need to. So it's going to be a multi-purpose space, and I'm looking forward to it. So it was fun. It was great to kind of get things started today. We ran cable. Yay. Tomorrow more stuff gets done. All right. Thank you for taking, look, it was 15 minutes. Good Lord. If you all watch this, I bless you all. I bless every one of you. More to come. See ya. Hey, everybody. So I'm going to add this on from last night's video because I want to share. First day of actual building and creating something. My buddy came in and we were able to get the wall set and ready to go for my HVAC guys who are coming. We had to put in extra studs and a nailer, which is a piece of wood that the guys who are gonna put the unit in have somewhere to screw into. And then we drywalled on top of that. We insulated it. That's the first piece of insulation and drywall. Giddy up. So I'm kind of excited. Who thought putting that up would be exciting? But it is, because it's the start of something new. What else is happening? I'm ordering doors. I'm ordering the window this week. I have to lay out. I'm going to do the old stage manager's trick from my stage management years before I just was into acting. And my stage manager friends will be very proud of me. I'm going to tape the floor. It's called taping the floor. I'm going to measure everything out, tape the floor, put down where the doors are going. I need to measure out how many studs I need to get, 2x4x8s, and then 2x4x10s. And then I need to get 2 doubles for either side of the door and over top to make headers, etc. and the jamb. So much to do. So I'm gonna start ordering and getting all that and brought that over. I'm gonna clean up all of this mess because I'm a little OCD and I like things nice and neat. But yeah, so I'm gonna get that stuff going, and once everything's in, I'll let Dom know. And then we wait to see, hopefully his schedule. We're looking at the middle of October to get the build, and the build, like he and I were talking, the framing should take at least a day, just a day to do, and then we'll get everything else done. Wiring and lights and installation and insulation, and then drywall and 3/4 on the ends. Oh, so much to do, but it's gonna happen. Giddy up. See you, bye. It's a beautiful day out. Have a beautiful day in the neighborhood.